Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
Check, 1 2 1 2, check. Chickity check. Hope I'm loud and clear. Hope everything is good y'all way. We back with it. With another episode, That's What I Said. Live podcast. You know what it is. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut, y'all. Really, that's all I am. I appreciate y'all taking the time. Spend with me this evening. Tonight's episode, pivot, don't push. Because sometimes success ain't about pushing harder. It's about changing directions. I had a thought about this. I was just thinking about there's a video of T-Pain, and he had it came out, it was a couple years ago, maybe a year ago too, whatever, but he was talking about artists basically copying other artists and mimicking other artists, and he was so passionate about it, he was like, do something else. Y'all gotta look it up. But it sparked something in me because, I was just like, it's almost like you when you change or you want to do something different, most people try to just go through the same door, or the door that's already open, that they've already been familiar with. That's the door they want to go through. Sometimes you got to find another opportunity. It goes back. I think it goes back to that saying that says, look, you can't force a locked door open. Sometimes you got to find the next one, that's already open for you. And a lot of people don't want to search for that. They don't want to, see what doors open for them. They don't know what their passion is. And a lot of people know what their passion is. They just don't want to do it because it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and everything. But I tell people all the time, hard work pays off, but at the same time, you can't sit around here and have an expectation that everything is just going to be what it is. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to be successful at it because I've been hearing so many people, blah, 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 blah. What about you? In order for you to be the success story, you have to actually put the work in. You have to do the work. And sometimes pushing, and people tell you to push, sometimes you got to pivot. Sometimes you got to turn and go in a different direction and face the one thing that you've been avoiding. And 9 times out of 10 is fear. You have a passion for something, but you're so scared to learn more about it because you think it requires so much of your time. That's the precious thing about time. You control it. You control how much time you spend on whatever it is you want to create. A lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people want to do the shortcut route. What's the path of least resistance? Figuratively speaking, some people don't even understand what resistance is. They avoid it like the plague. It's now. I'm broke now. I need my money now. If you're tired of something, try pivoting. I don't know. I just try. That's all I'm doing, y'all. Hope y'all enjoying y'all Tuesday. It's a new week. Football season. It's coming. Football season is coming. Whether y'all ready for it or not, it is coming. College football. They had a couple games on Saturday, and man, I can't wait to be glued to the TV all weekend. Yep, glued to the TV all weekend, watching sports, watching people tear each other up, all for the nature of the sport. It ain't because you want to see violence. It's all the nature of the sport, just like wrestling. But anyway, I digress. So we're gonna go right into the topic. Let's flip the script, go to a different screen, if you wills, and go talking about pivot, don't push. I remember when I first started, like very first started doing podcasting, and I think I wasn't really scared because I was already doing Facebook Lives. I had been doing Facebook Lives probably for like 2-3 years. And then before that, I was doing platform Blog Talk Radio. And in that, sometimes, you know, when you're going through different types of changes or trying to create something, you get into this space of trying to figure out if this is the platform for me, or is this, you know, and you find something you're comfortable with and you stick with it, right? But when it's not working out, or you have expectations that's not meeting your, you know, expectations, then you feel you need to change. You need to, you know, do something different. You need to do something that is going to spark the interest of people. And 9 times out of 10, that spark is how you're delivering things and the change that you need to do for whatever it is. It's a lot of it's got to do with you, but some of it's not. Some of it is changing your environment. So I remember when I first started doing podcasting, you know, I was just like, you know, I'll just take my audience to podcasting and see how it go. Well, I've been doing podcasting for about 4 or 5 years now, and it's not easy. It's definitely rough. It's a learning curve. But what I did learn about it is that it's definitely a different community than the people that go live on Facebook and just get on there and talk about whatever, or, you know, some people have valid things that they put out. But podcasting is different because you have the freedom of being free, but at the same time being creative as well. With that freedom, you know, you got to be creative with that freedom. It's almost the same thing as people going live or doing anything on YouTube. The only difference is it's your freedom. What do you want to do? And I had to realize that in that freedom, I got to be creative and not be like everybody else. I'm not going to be like everybody else. You might hear repeat information about certain things, but that doesn't mean that it's the same information, because everybody's information is different. No matter how you receive it or how you get it, it's going to be different. It may be the same thing, but how it's delivered is going to be completely different. So I just realized that I can't force anything to happen. And the more you force, the more you push, the more you continue to push, all you're doing is stressing yourself out. And that's all I've been doing, is stressing myself out, because I want to push. But it's like, don't push, pivot. Go look different. There's different corners to look around to see what's going on. And once you look at those different corners, you're going to realize that there's different avenues and better ways, you know, to do what you're trying to do. And that goes with anything and everything you're trying to create. I found it was like anything and everything. It was like I was doing more work pushing than I did just by actually just, you know, looking in different directions to find, you know, there's other opportunities out there. And you got to think, what other businesses have like done better by pivoting? Netflix, YouTube with YouTube TV and all the different things that they're doing. And then, like Netflix is doing a lot more streaming platforms. They got WWE now that's on there. It's like they're doing all these different streaming things where all they did was movies before. And all these different crypto projects. You know, you had, you know, Ethereum at one point had Switch, and then you had so many other platforms go from proof of work or proof of stake or whatever the case may be, it's these different pivots that make these different platforms different and better because they're doing more for the people. They ain't doing more for anybody else but for the people. Being creative so that they can be pulled in. I mean, at the end of the day, you keep pushing on the pull door. You're gonna want somebody to be like, you gonna help me push it, or you're just gonna laugh at me? It's like, this is your fault, bro. This is you. So realizing that pivoting is not like punishment, and it's not something that, it's not a failure. You gotta pivot sometimes. Pivot is a strategy. Nothing more than a strategy. Pivoting around things to understand how you need to navigate better is way better than sitting there pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and getting the same results 9 times out of 10. Y'all know where that leads, right? I'm just saying. So let's get into That's What I Crypto, because it goes with the same, I guess you can say, conversation when it comes to don't push and pivot. If you take the time and try to understand not only what you like to do or what you want to do or what you're trying to accomplish, but not allowing yourself to be trapped, you're going to be successful at understanding what pivoting is, because you're not trapping yourself by understanding or looking around the corner to see, what other things are out there, because I feel like I'm in a standstill right here. Even with crypto, some people do the most when it comes to trading. They'll trade and say they'll go and get a crypto that keeps dipping, keeps dropping down, lower in price. They keep buying it, but it keeps dipping. It ain't going up. It ain't doing anything. It's just dipping. And then you complain. It's like, oh, I'm not making any money. It's like, as soon as I buy, it dips. As soon as I buy, it dips some more. Maybe that's not the play for you. And the prime example of this is when these meme coins started taking off. When these meme coins started taking off, people was like, oh man, I can make money off of this. And then as soon as it starts dipping and they lose they $20, $30, it's like, man, what am I doing keeping these coins? It's like, once you buy the coin and then make profits, put the profits or put the whole coin or put whatever it is in there and put it in a stable coin. And then when it dips again, buy it. When it go up again, sell it. Yes, day trading, but shit, you making money. You're not sitting there complaining about your losses. It's like, play the game right. Understand, pivot, do something else. It's like what T-Pain said, do something else. It's like, why are you continuously doing this thing that's failing? But it didn't dawn on you to try to change it up. It didn't dawn on you to try to change it up. I just think, it's like some of y'all be treating Dogecoin like it's your ex. You can't let go of it. It's like, bro, let it go. It was going to do something. It ain't going to do nothing. It ain't doing nothing. And if it does, great. I can think of a bunch of other coins that's probably doing way better than Dogecoin, and then flip 5 or 10 circles around them in the last year. And it's ridiculous. XRP is one of them. XLM is another one. Let me get off of here. Get off my soapbox. Because people will tell you that something is fake or something ain't real. And then when it's a tangible asset or has liquid value, which means you could use it right now, they don't want to hear it. But then when you're the center of attention in the conversation and now everybody knows you, now everybody wants to be on the stage to actually listen to you talk now because you're on a bigger platform. They didn't have faith in you then. It's like they treat people like myself, my brother Andre, and a bunch of other, educators of financial literacy, they treat us like we're the bottom of the barrel. It's like, man, whatever. We're the bums on the street. We're the ones with the sign. We'll work for food. But then as soon as we're on the big stage and we say we was on the streets, that's when everybody recognizes and they want to be friends. It's like, oh my God, I remember when you was out there on the streets and you was hustling and you was doing all the things. You was trying to get everything to feed your family. And look at you now. Yeah, look at me now without your support. Pivot. I don't need people like that in my life. If you ain't riding with me when I'm down there, don't ride with me when I'm up here. I don't need you when I'm up here. I need you when I was down here. Way down. You know what I'm saying? When I first started. That's when I need you. I don't need you when I'm way up now. Next segment.
Bitch, what?
Yep, you already know. People should have pivoted. I think about how I had saw a post from one of my friends on Facebook, and he was saying it's sad how friendships change or politics change friendships. And it's so true. Whatever your political views are, if it's different than somebody else, they ready to delete you. They ready to, oh, you ain't shit. You ain't all blah, blah, blah. But when it's time to actually do something for each other, it's like, oh, that's the exception. I love him. He's done what he's supposed to do for his country or his people. Well, what are you trying to say? It's only good when they helping you out. They just ain't good people in general. What? I'm still trying to figure, this whole thing called life out, but we got people that want to double down and just, I'll put it like this. Everyday life is full of people that need to pivot instead of doubling down. But some people will double down on hate and not pivot around the corner to see what's on the other side and realize that maybe they wrong. Some people don't even want to pivot around the corner to even look because they're too scared for change. So they would rather just be hateful, continue to just be on the same mindset that they on, all because they scared to change, all because they scared to dive on the deep end. Can't be scared to dive on the deep end. Sometimes, should have listened to my podcast before. Faith don't flinch. Says the core point of this is the higher power or God often closes doors for redirection, not rejection. Any pastor will tell you that. Any spiritualist, any person of higher power will tell you that. God often closes doors for redirection, not for rejection. Let that marinate in your mind sometimes when you are doubting change or you're doubting that if you do something different that it's going to work. Sometimes you got to do different. Sometimes you got to come off as the strongest person that is trying to make something work. You're the only person that's got a voice that's going to make this work, and you're ready to make it work. But you need to pivot because I know this is gonna change how I look at things because I'm only looking in one direction, and that's the comfortable direction. Sometimes that's not always what's comfortable. You can't always go with what's comfortable. What's more uncomfortable is pivoting and change. You might have to go through that, but pushing and continuing to push, and people like, oh, you just got to keep pushing. You just got to keep pushing. Where? It's the same result. Ain't nobody doing this. Ain't nobody doing that. I've been doing this for this long and nobody's recognized. It's like you can come up with so many different reasons why this ain't working. But the one reason that the one thing you haven't tried to see something different is pivoting. Just pivot. Just pivot. Stop focusing on, stop forcing closed doors. Those doors are closed for a reason. Leave them closed. And if they were meant to be closed, close them all the way. Don't leave them cracked, because then you're going to think it's an opportunity for you to go through that door. It's already been closed. You the one that left it open thinking that you was going to get through a closed door. No, close that door. It's not for you. Close it. Just think that pivoting is strategic, not surrender. You're not giving up. You're still doing what you want to do. You're still looking for that goal. You're still looking at that dream attainably as it could be accomplished. You're not giving up. You just got to look at a different direction on how to achieve it. Receipts don't lie. You know, look at what's working and drop what ain't. Period. Sometimes tonight, matter of fact, ask yourself, what's one area or one thing in my life, money or relationships, where it's time to pivot? And don't push. You're like, I'm not going to push. I'm going to pivot. No, that doesn't mean give up. That doesn't mean I'm giving in. I'm just done. No, what that means is that you're ready for change and you're ready to look at things from a different lens. And I got to pivot around all this stuff that I'm comfortable with, because maybe this is not what's working for me. Maybe I need to pivot to see what's going to work. And I got the right people around me because they want to help me, but maybe I'm the one that need to change how I'm looking at things, to pivot, to make that change. So then people can say, oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, that's what's up. Okay, now what's up? What we got to do now? You know what I'm saying? Don't sit stagnant. Don't get pissed off and don't be upset. Do what's right for you and pivot. Sometimes that's the best motivation you need in life, is just pivoting. Period. Point blank. So y'all know what time it is, y'all. It's time for me to get up out here. I'm not going to be on here for a whole lot of time, just enough to give y'all some nuggets and get up out of here. Hope y'all enjoying y'all week. Y'all enjoy the rest of this week. Take care of each other out there. Make sure that, you know, you taking care of you and you staying motivated. Don't let nobody get you down. If there's change that needs to happen, observe everything. And don't be scared to pivot, because it's not surrender. It's strategic. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. And like I said before, I'm out of here. Peace.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
Really, nigga?
Bitch, what?